today, right about now, and by that I mean right about now, stop it right there. Today, right now, I'm going to show you a card trick. It uses a shuffle deck. Shuffle deck, all right? Nice souvenir if you have them mark the card. Real fooler, works on a couple levels, and this is going to involve a couple of sleights that if you've been in card magic for a bit, I bet you still don't know. At least one or both of these are kind of underground sleights. So for a whole bunch of reasons, I'm confident you're going to enjoy today's video. Let's get into it right now. Okay. Shuffle deck, like I said. A spectator can shuffle the cards. They can use their hands, their feet, fins, you know. Because everyone knows dolphins are wicked at cardistry. Deck is shuffled. I'm going to use a marker here. Say, look, I'm going to go through the cards. I'm not going to have you touch a card. I'm not going to have you take a card. I just want you on impulse to snap your fingers or flap that fin, something to indicate. As I go through the cards like this, you're going to say stop or whatever. I'm going to cut the cards at that point. I'm going to show you a card to keep in mind. We're going to leave the card in the middle of the deck. Boom. And even after you do your little demonstration there, they can still shuffle the cards, okay? They can still give the cards a little bit of a mix-up. Say, here we go. I'm going to go through. You say stop sometime. They say stop. You cut the card. You show them a card. They keep the card in mind. True to your word. Very straight up. They're thinking of a card somewhere in the middle of the deck. Now, you say, look, I'm going to take the top card, Ace of Spades. Don't even know if it's the same color as the card you're thinking. No idea. I'm going to take the cap off the marker here. And on the back of the ace, I want you to put some kind of mark or something like this. And maybe they just put a big smiley face like this. They put a big smiley face on the back of the ace. It's a distinctive. They'll remember that. There it is, okay? You say, now, you're thinking of a card in the middle of the pack. Up through the cards, I'm going to try to have the one card you're thinking of come so it ends up above the ace on top. Above the ace. Think of your card. They're concentrating their card. You lean in and you say, look, I'm pulling it up. The card you're thinking of is coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. Right there. One card you had in mind. They announced the card for the first time. In this case, they say King of Diamonds. And there it is. The King of Diamonds, the one card they were thinking of. Now, as I said, this uses a couple of really cool sleights. They're very versatile sleights. The sleights I'm going to share with you. I'm also on this video, so I'm going to teach you exactly how to do this. It's not hard, a little bit of practice, some mirror work. You'll see this is one of these tricks that you really want to perform in front of the mirror. Rehearse it before sharing it with people. On this video, I'm also going to announce the winners of last week's contest. Last week, I had a contest for giving away my mammoth, huge, jumbo, extra large, call it what you want, a revolutionary coin magic project. There are over 3 hours of magic and sleights and things on my revolutionary coin magic project. As always, to check out any of my stuff, most of it's available exclusively. No other magic sites in the world, only at SankeyMagic.com. I'm going to announce the winners, all 12 winners. I'm hoping, as I always hope I do, this week I hope it's you. We got a whole bunch of people last week leaving comments, so we got the 12 randomly chosen winners here. I'm going to announce those in a moment. And let's jump in. Before I teach you the secrets of this card trick, I want to ask you the question of the week. Because every week on my videos, I give you a chance to leave a comment down below, answer questions, share something about yourself. Leave a comment down below, and you'll be automatically entered just by leaving a comment into this week's contest. This week, I'm giving away my sleight of hand secrets with cards. This is all card magic. This particular trick is not on that project. There's about 25 or 30 tricks, a whole bunch of sleights. If you're just getting into card magic, or you're an intermediate maybe, this sleight of hand secrets with cards project is perfect for you. All right? We'll send you the download and the companion DVD so you have it for your files. All right? So here's the question of the week. Magicians are known for sawing ladies in half because magicians have always been very PC. Very forward-thinking bunch of guys. Pretty tragic. Hey, my friends are coming over. Where's my saw? Nothing passive-aggressive about wanting to feel bone against the blade, so to speak. But here's the question. If instead of sawing a lady in half, if you had to saw something in half and magically restore it, instead of a lady, what would you saw in half? Can be anything in the universe, okay? Anything, big, small, whatever it is, you're sawing something in half other than a lady. What are you sawing in half? Leave a comment down below. Be automatically entered into the contest. And now, without further ado, my friends, let's jump into this card trick. Like I said, it uses a couple of sleights that are not as commonly used among magicians. There's so much value in these sleights. The first sleight is something called the Bluff Pass or the Bluff Force. Magic is about using people's presumptions against them. We all have these patterns. Learning is all about generalizing, and magicians use generalizations against you, essentially, because they'll suggest something, and then you fill in the blanks and lock it in, and you essentially deceived yourself. That's what happens here. You go through the cards. It is a shuffle deck, which is nice. You go through the cards. You say, this is what I'm going to do. So the first step is to demonstrate what you are going to do. And in the demonstrating, you're already setting down a pattern for them to make certain assumptions. The demonstration is this. I'm going to riffle through the cards. You're going to call stop. I'm going to cut right there. They get that image. This is that key image in their mind. I'm going to turn and show you the card. They get this key image. So what's this first key image? The first key image is riffling. They call stop, and they see about half the deck in your hand. Key image 1. Key image 2 is your hands down here with just the backs of the card showing as you come up and show this one. All focus is on this card. Everyone wants to know the card. And key image 3 is dropping this back on, and you're like that. Okay? Very fair. When you actually go into performance, though, you do a very different thing, even though it looks identical. You riffle through, okay? And as you riffle through, in fact, just before you riffle through, you get a little break under the top card with your pinky. Now, you can do this by pushing the card off and pulling it back, okay? Or, while talking to people, you can lift up the back end of the deck with your right thumb, lift that up and keep that break. But you got that little break there. When I riffle, I'm facing them here. When I riffle, they call stop. My hands shift from this position to this position as I lift off half the deck. But I'm actually only lifting off one card. This is what makes it a total bluff. It looks like they've called stop and you lift off about half the cards. And that's why I'm doing this and doing this, or I'm doing this and doing this. All focus is here, but I've only lifted off one card. Now, a couple of key points here. Notice, if someone's on my left and I riffle, and we see this part first, because they do see half that deck. It's only when you pull off the one card that everything turns, okay? Or everything moves forward and up. So I don't want you thinking you riffle and then just lift off, that they don't get to see this part. They still get to see that part. It's only when you kind of drop your hand is when you lift off only the one, all right? So they see this, you've dropped this down, they see the top card of the deck. Now it's a shuffled deck, so you don't know what the card is, but you do know it's the top card, right? Sorry, you're here, you lift off the top card, my bad. They're seeing the second card from the top, my bad. You're lifting off only the top card, you show them the second card from the deck, in this case the Ace of Hearts. Then as I come over, I have to be careful because I don't want to come over. If I come over like this on the front, these fingers are designed to cover a lot of the action, but I don't want someone from the left to see a single card going in. So that's why I want to bring this down here and then quickly come up and slap. All right? They call stop. You cut off the top card. You show them second from the top and come in. You're done. That's the bluff. A beautiful move. You can use it as a force. You can use it as a control, which is kind of cool, where someone selects a card. They look at it. You say, I'm going to go through the cards, just call stop, and they call stop, and you use it, and they put the card. They're going to put their card back on top of the full deck, then like that, okay? Now, in that situation, because they're going to be putting their card back on the deck, you've got a much better chance of people noticing you're holding the full deck rather than half the deck, right? Because you're coming forward. It's more involved. So instead of having them call stop and have it more involved, what I would do is just they've selected a card, show it around, great. Here, I want you to just drop it right there in the middle. And I'd really casually come over. And again, you don't want to hold it. You want to dip this down. You want most people to see the left thumb is covering that side. The fingers are this side. It's a real casual. They drop it back in, and and you don't put this card back like this or like this. Obviously, you want to really mime half a pack going down. Okay? And remember, that's why it was so important to do that walkthrough, the rehearsal for them at first, so they can already start making those assumptions. So where are we? The card is second from the top. It looks like they called stop at any card. Totally fair. It went back in the middle. You plunked a half. Totally fair. I love the cleanliness of this. When you're able, after a card is selected or returned, when you're able to immediately put the cards down, it always expresses fairness. Really, you relax, everyone relaxes. It convinces people the card's in the middle. Now, the second sleight we're going to use is the illogical double lift. It's illogical. It doesn't make sense. When you stare at it, there's an inconsistency in it. However, with lay people, I've never once had anybody go, hey, that seemed a little inconsistent. Wait a second, my brain is melting down. The quasars are wrong. No one ever does that, okay? So understand this works. You just have to make sure you perform it in a confident way. Okay. Card is on top. I double lift now. I say, so you're thinking of a card. It's somewhere in the middle of the pack. I come over here and I'll do a double lift in a second. I turn over the top card, right? Remember, their card is second from the top. In this case, the 4 of hearts, we'll say. Boom. Turn over the top card. I say, I don't even know if this is the same color as the card you're thinking of somewhere in the middle of the deck. And I say somewhere in the middle of the deck several times. I don't even know if it's the same. See? But here's a marker. I want you to take this. I'm going to have you make a mark on the back. And as I say, I don't even know, I'm getting a little break here. I'm going to do a double lift in a second. I push it off, get a break under the card they're thinking of now. As I say, I don't even know if it's the same color here. They've taken the cap off. I want it to look like I turn the king over and drop it on the table. Okay? So it really does look very fair because it looks like you're turning over the king and dropping it on the table. But in fact, you're switching the 2 cards. And what makes it illogical or inconsistent is the king is face up. If I turn it over and drop it on the table, it should still be face up. But the switch means it's face down. And again, people never doubt it, okay? Turning over the double lift, it's a back-to-back. King of clubs, you make a mark on it, whatever. Now, if I'm dealing with drunk people, and I'm afraid someone's going to turn over the card or they're a bit rowdy, I slide it forward and say, just make a mark there. And I keep my 2 fingers on the card, face down the table, go ahead like this, okay? Or I can put the deck down and say, go ahead. Here, I'm just going to, would you make some sort of mark or doodle on that? And my hands are sort of saying, I'm not giving it to you. I'm steadying the card for you to make the mark. That way they won't turn it over early, okay? So they make a mark. And this is an opportunity for them to get silly and get involved with any kind of mark they want. I take this back, and while waving it, and I again, because I like to, if I'm going to do double lifts in the real world with sticky fingers and you're at a bar and things are loud and, I don't want to take too many chances. So I push off the card rather than just doing this in a strike double and hoping I catch it. It's nice to be able to do this, have that break, put this on top here like this. Now I turn it over. One last look, I say, and remember, I don't even know if it's the same color or you're thinking of one of the cards in the pack. You could even say, is it the same suit? Just give me one hint. Somewhere in the middle I knows your card. Is it even the same suit? And they say yes or no, and either way it's no big deal. You turn the double over, and now it all comes down to this last all-important image, okay? It's all-important image here. Well, and I'll do it this way this time. Is you hold it there right in front of their face, and really bring to life. And this is so important because it's important that you appeal to their imaginations. And here there's this sense of he's going to somehow bring the card he's thinking of up and really bend those cards. Okay. Now be careful you don't tilt slightly and they see the second to the top card go by. You don't want that, right? So this, you're tilting down, they come up. And I like to not even, and then sort of twist. Sometimes I'll twist it 90 degrees or 180 degrees, lift it off. The cards can go in your pocket just in case you're worried someone's going to look for the other card or this and that, like this, and you finish with this really, I love that ending. That is a strong, strong ending. Alternatively, another cool way you can do it is have the card here and give it a flick, a snap. I find this kind of action, snapping down like that, can be fun too. Either, whatever gives it a bit of drama, a bit of sound. Now, I love this trick in a whole bunch of ways, but before we go any further, let me read the winners of last week's Revolutionary Coin Magic. Here are the people who won Revolutionary Coin Magic last week. Drop of a Hat, kind of a cool name, Drop of a Hat. Mark Claydon, Arthur Ritus, Tim Nar, I think it's Tim Nar. Captain Crunch with 2 Ks, very cool. The third K can be upsetting. Sam Bergen, Rob Stranger, perfect magic name. Mulyadi Miox, Ed King, Adam Mathers, Hugh Graham, and finally Andre Lopez. U12 won one of my Revolutionary Coin Magic projects. Please email my team at contact@sankeymagic.com. Let them know your full name, your YouTube name, your real name, your full name, your address, and whatever, and they will ship it out, all right? And don't forget the question of the week. Make sure you leave a comment down below. I want you to have a chance to win one of my Sleight of a Hand Secrets with Cards projects. Question of the week is, instead of sawing a lady in half, How retro and dated is that? If you could saw anything in the universe in half and restore it magically, if you could saw anything, tiny, medium, big, crazy big, saw anything in half, what would it be? Leave a comment down below. Be automatically entered into the contest. That's it. I hope you like the slides, the logical double lift, the Bluff Pass or the Bluff Switch. I've used both a quadrillion times. I mentioned mirror practice. You can see how important it's going to be for you to get comfortable with the choreography of going from the half pack to taking off just the one and either dropping down here or over to here like this, crossing your arms, whatever works for you. And also, if as you're watching my videos, you're finding you want to learn more, because most of the videos I share on this channel are beginner level. Beginner to a little bit of intermediate, but there is a whole world. There's so many more. There's hundreds of cool sleights, thousands of cool tricks to learn, and you can really raise your understanding. And the best way I can suggest you can do that, really I think the most bang for your buck, so to speak, is check out InsideDeception.com. This is my exclusive training site. It's the world's #1 training site for magicians, for mentalists. There's a whole bunch of levels. You'll see that memberships start at just $9.95. It's very economical. InsideDeception.com. Check it out. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Have a great day. Just end with a little bit of a close-up here. Just a kind of a, what did you call it? A barfing of cards.